Okay, hon, that's a lot of grunting over here. I'm starting to sense that there's something wrong.
Just having so much trouble, like, with my old small group.
Oh, you mean, what? The small group you used to lead?
No, the one with all the old people in it, the elderly people from the church. They asked me to lead the small group. I don't think it's working out too well.
Okay.
I think I just need to find someone else to do it.
Come on, honey, all those grannies and grandpies, and they probably bring you nice treats and tell you stories about their grandkids, and...
It's not all fun and games and cake, dear. It's just like, it's stressful. I'm supposed to teach them about death and dying, and we haven't seen anybody significant in our lives die, and I think half of them in the group are dead already. They don't even say anything. They just look at me. And look at that. See this gray hair?
Yeah.
I didn't have that 3 weeks ago. I become older like them every time I lead the group.
Oh, come on, honey. It can't be that bad.
I don't know. It's just, I think I just need to find someone else to lead it. I don't think it's working.
Brent Trickett, you stop talking like that. You have been given a responsibility. You need to stop whining and figure this out, because if you're not walking in God's calling, you'll be sinning.
Wow. Okay. I think I was looking for a little bit more sympathy than that. I want to walk in God's calling, but I don't know. I just don't know how.
Okay, so you actually have a legitimate problem here. So let's think about this.
Okay, and maybe you can try to be a little bit more gentle. I'm pretty delicate, you know.
Okay, well, think about it. Some people approach leadership really prideful and confident, right? Like, I'm going to lead this group, and I'm going to teach them what to do. And, well, obviously that's not right.
Do they actually talk like that?
They might. But, you know, even just by thinking that way, they've already disqualified themselves from leadership. But other people come with a false humility that says, like, I'm not capable, I can't do this. But that actually shows a lack of faith in God and in the power of the Spirit to work in and through us. And neither one of those approaches is right.
So, where is the line between humility and arrogance that'll allow someone to lead well?
Well, there's a lot of things to remember, like especially in your case. I think you need to be bold to take up the authority that God has given you, that the church has entrusted to you, and being confident that He's the one who'll give you the strength to do a great job of this.
Yeah, I think I'm just nervous because the people in the group are significantly older than me, like at least 30 years older.
Older than you? Are you sure?
Older than me. You're not that much younger than me.
7 years younger.
Okay, I remember the first time I ever preached in a church. I remember standing up and I was looking out and I could see, I'm like, wow, some of these people have been Christians longer than I've been alive. And I was thinking, like, what do I have to offer them?
Okay, so when that happened, what did you do? How did you handle it?
Well, I had to realize I'm an adult and I had to address them as a peer and someone that God chose and the church chose for me to teach.
Okay, and that's probably what you need to do now, because Brent, if they've asked you to lead this group, there's a reason. So even if some of the people in the group are older than you, some of them might be more spiritually mature than you, but there's a reason they asked you to lead this group. Actually, I think Timothy found himself in a similar situation, right? And Paul had some good advice for him. Let me find it here. In 1 Timothy 4:12. Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, in purity.
It's interesting because you think that being written to Timothy, a young guy, but I'm an old guy, but I'm still young compared to these people. So regardless of my age, I still need to lead with the God-given, church-approved authority that I've been given, but not get haughty or arrogant at the same time.
Yes, don't get too big for your britches.
That's right. Wait, what are britches?
Okay, doesn't matter. I don't think I know either. It's just an expression. But here's some more advice for you, too. Shepherd the flock of God that is among you, exercising oversight, not under compulsion, but willingly, as God would have you, not for shameful gain, but eagerly, not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, so I guess no matter what our experience or our status, we need to treat everybody with respect. And it doesn't matter if they're the oldest or the youngest member of the congregation. We just need to treat everybody well.
And ask God for the ability to do a good job. Like, you didn't dream up this position. You didn't ask to do this, but He has called you. And if He's called you, He'll empower you. Actually, I can think of one more passage that should be a real encouragement to you, because it shows that God doesn't just call us because of our abilities. Can you read 1 Corinthians 1, 26 to 31?
Sure. For consider your calling, brothers. Not many of you were wise according to worldly standards. Not many were powerful, not many were of noble birth. But God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. God chose what is low and despised in the world, even things that are not, to bring to nothing things that are, so that no human being might boast in the presence of God. And because of Him you are in Christ Jesus, who became to us wisdom from God, righteousness and sanctification and redemption, so that, as it is written, let the one who boasts, boast in the Lord. So obviously I don't have to know it all or be perfect to take on leadership. That's a relief.
Yeah, and we're not called because we're all wise.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that I'm not wise?
No. You're wise, honey. But God doesn't call us just because of our own abilities. Christ is the one who is all wise. And as you follow His leading, He will make His greatness shown. So I've got a test for you now, hon.
Okay.
Can you summarize what we talked about?
Sure. Let me summarize it. The Christian life always requires grace, humility, and compassion, especially as a Christian leader. You can keep both your insecurity and your pride in check by remembering that it is God who called you, God who equips you, and God who gets the glory. You are simply an instrument in His hands. A leader must treat all the members of the group with respect, no matter their age or spiritual maturity. There is no room for condescending tones or dismissive attitudes. The Lord who called you is faithful. He will surely do this.
So, you ready to keep preparing for your group? You're not going to pack it in?
I won't pack it in, but I got to figure out something, how to teach them about death and dying. Maybe I can do a skit or fake a heart attack or something.
Don't do that.
Okay, no, I probably won't.